You're watching Chris Smith tonight. Good to have your company. Now, joining us from Canberra, Federal National Member for Hinkler, Keith Pitt, and economist and researcher at RMIT, Nataliya Ilyushina, otherwise known as Dr. Pink. To you both, welcome to ADH TV.
It's great to be with you, Chris. And Dr. Pink, I don't think I've met.
Hello.
You'll never forget the Russian accent, Keith.
Well, I'll have to listen a bit harder, Chris, but I'm sure it'll all be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Now, former Speaker Nancy Pelosi has called Paul Keating's comments on Taiwan stupid after he referred to it as Chinese real estate.
That's ridiculous. It is not Chinese real estate, and he should know that. Taiwan is Taiwan, and it's of the people of Taiwan who have a democracy there. I think that was a stupid statement I have no idea about Keating, but I think it was a stupid statement to make. And I don't know what his connection is to China that he would say such a thing, but it is really not in the security interest of the Asian Pacific region for people to talk that way.
Keith, historically, I think Paul Keating is wrong, but I get the impression that he doesn't think we should go to war in the Indo-Pacific based on the future of Taiwan. Where do you stand on this?
Well, I tend to always think Paul Keating's wrong until I hear otherwise. I mean, the official Australian government position is a one-China policy. We have a relationship with Taiwan, and for obvious reasons, and no one wants to see anything kick off. But I've got to tell you, Chris, having two octogenarians go at it in the world's media, Paul Keating hasn't been involved as a Prime Minister or on the National Security Committee or had a security brief or anything since the early 1990s. So I think, his information might be slightly delayed. He's 80. Nancy Pelosi's 84. I've got no issues with people working for as long as they want, but it just seems a bit unusual how long they work for in the States in particular.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Taiwan is still an important trading partner for us, and no one, and I mean absolutely no one, wants to see an outbreak of hostilities in that region.
Not at all. Now, Nataliya, Nancy Pelosi is a lover of all things Taiwanese. Last year she made a trip to Taipei. Are they really going to have a war with China over this? Where are we? Where are we at, and where's Nancy Pelosi at?
Well, that's a great question. We do not want to annoy China at this stage because obviously there is a growing tension, especially China now becoming friends with Russia, and there's a whole common currency area is almost forming between the BRICS countries. But what's concerning me in that interview with Nancy Pelosi and the statement with Keith is that the response of ABC News and how they described the language used of both. While they did say that Keating used robust term, they also said that calling it stupid is a strong statement. I would call this is not a robust term, calling Taiwan a real estate. It's a derogatory term.
Yeah. Very, very true. You're exactly right. I wonder how they would react to all of that. Now, Elon Musk and Donald Trump made history today with one of the largest audio events ever on X, but the media, of course, focused on technical glitches instead. Keith, the European Union was so nervous about this chat that they sent a letter to Elon Musk saying he needed to be careful about, quote, harmful content. Do you think young children were harmed from today's event?
Well, firstly, I'd love to have the coverage that Trump got out of this. It'd be fantastic. But what a ridiculous proposition. The EU, they should start focusing on AI and how it could be used to influence foreign policy and get outcomes in other countries. Because I think there's a far more significant risk there than having two people have a live interview, which is pretty obvious. You can listen to it or not listen to it. But AI can literally set up millions of social media accounts that are fake. And then push, one party or another's funding and expenditure into those accounts, thinking that they're going to change a vote as someone who comes up like a marginal voter, waste all of that cash and get no outcome. So I actually think there's a far higher risk from AI into the future for foreign interference. We're seeing it already in countries, including Australia, something we're concerned about.
Yeah.
But the EU They got the wrong end of the stick here, mate. Absolutely.
And then the UK doing the same kind of thing. The EU is obsessed with what comes out of a stick, what comes out of social media. I always believe, Nataliya, and I've said this so many times, that it's social media. We are not stupid enough to think that everything that comes out of social media is from a Bible, is from a journal, is truthful. It's like a conversation over the back fence. People exaggerate and tell porkies. Now, we understand that. Why do we have to be mollycoddled through, the social media mire?
Well, it's coming from the European Union about the harms of AI or social media. It sounds quite hypocritical. They're the ones who broadcasted the Olympic ceremony. Wouldn't that be more harmful for children than the interview between Elon Musk and Trump? Well, and again, what is harmful and what's not for children is quite a subjective opinion these days, especially in the countries that start leaning towards the woke ideology and all these diversity requirements. But, and to your point, monitoring content that we use, especially in terms of Twitter, you're exactly right. No one is standing with a gun to your head and asking you to read and watch Twitter.
Nope.
If you don't want, you don't need to have an account on Twitter. Hello?
Hello, exactly. And by the way, we happen to be adults. Thank you very much.